Do you have any idea what time it is?
Know what time it is?
It's time for Triena the sports chick to do her thing.
I want to marry that girl. Coming to you live from Atlanta
On News Talk 1160.
here in the D.W. Campbell Red
With
Zone.
the best damn sports chick, period.
The one and only.
Triena.
The sports chick.
It's the jump off.
Welcome back to the D.W. Campbell Red Zone on News Talk 1160. I'm Triena, the sports chick. Well, it's week 10 in the NFL, and joining us right now in the Red Zone is a guy who knows the NFL best. Bucky Brooks, sports analyst for the NFL Network and NFL.com, joins the show. Welcome to the Red Zone, Bucky.
Hey, thanks so much for having me.
Now, there's a lot going on right now in the NFL, so let's start talking about the Cowboys. Now, Wade Phillips was finally relieved of his duties as head coach of the Cowboys. In with the new, of course, Cowboys owner Jerry Jones hands the team over to the interim head coach, Jason Garrett. Bucky, do you think that Coach Garrett can fix the problem right now that's going on with this Dallas Cowboy team?
I don't know if he can necessarily fix the problem all by himself. I think he can restore some order to the chaos that is going on in Dallas. I think one thing that he talked about in his initial press conference was preaching and demanding accountability. I know yesterday he upped the tempo at practices because they put pads on, a little more contact. They're focusing on attention to details. So we'll see what kind of effect that has on the team. I don't know if it's a short-term solution, meaning that I don't know if he'll be able to change it enough where they're actually able to win this weekend versus the Giants. But if he can kind of implement a system, implement the expectations and the standard of play that he wants, maybe by the end of the year they can be playing at a level that we expect them to play at.
Right. You were saying, this week, of course, they did practice in full pads. But you think that's going to make a difference? I mean, I know he's kind of changing it up a little differently as far as their practices and so forth, but they're currently sitting at 1-7, and this is their longest losing streak since 1997. Do you think that... Go ahead.
Just to answer the first part of your question, when you're talking about can it make a difference, I think it can make a difference in the short term. I don't think this is a team that's going to make the playoffs. I don't think they will run the table, win 8 straight, finish at 9-7, and somehow sneak their way into the playoffs. I think what he can do is he can build a foundation for them to move forward. I think what you see now is this is a talented team, but for whatever reason, they're dysfunctional, they're disjointed. I think there's a problem with their leadership. When you talk about Tony Romo, DeMarcus Ware, you don't have a strong vocal leader to really lead the charge. I think what he can do is, if you don't have the leadership within the locker room to kind of galvanize and lead the team, then he has to act as the bad guy, the guy who really implements and leads the way. And I think by setting a structure, setting a code of conditions that he wants his guys to meet and perform at, I think he can kind of go a long way in doing that and establishing the order that they need to have in Dallas to be successful.
Now, moving on to another head coach on the hot seat. Now, Texans head coach Gary Kubiak. Now, there's rumors that are swirling right now that Coach Cowher may have interest in that job. Is there any truth behind that? And would you say that his job is on the hot seat right now for the Texans head coach?